Good evening, Tallahassee, and welcome to 4 FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Brittany Bowman.
And I'm student meteorologist Sammy Squires.
And we did have a cooler day, at least compared to yesterday today.
I could definitely feel like some of that light wind, the clouds creeping its way through. It was pretty nice out.
Yeah, I was walking my dog earlier and I noticed those increasing clouds, so it wasn't too hot to take him on a walk, and I'm sure he enjoyed it. He has really thick fur, so I think he gets pretty hot.
I was debating all day whether I needed a sweatshirt or if I didn't need a sweatshirt. When I put it on, I was getting hot walking to and from class.
Yeah,
so
this morning it was slightly chilly, and then we warmed up,
yes.
But it wasn't bad at all. I don't think we even made it to 80 degrees today.
No, but good news, we do have 80-degree forecasts in our forecast.
Yeah, you'll see that in our 7-day coming up later in the show, and we're not going to see too much of a change over the next week.
Yeah, just a little bit of chance of rain, but hopefully that goes away and we'll have a plentiful sunful week.
But for now, we'll let Caitlin explain things a little more.
Thanks, guys. Let's jump right into our almanac data of the records and averages for this time of year, actually this day. So right now it's 77, and actually today was the high of 77, so that's pretty well sitting around the average, and then as well with the low 54 right around average, well below the record of 95 degrees. Oh, that is so hot for April. I am so glad it did not reach 95 today. And 33, that's very, very low for this time of year. So good news is we're sitting right about average, very pleasant upper to mid 70s and lows in the mid 50s, perfect for evening strolls. Currently, look at this live view of Doak Campbell Stadium, partly cloudy, 75 degrees right now, absolutely beautiful right now for a Taco Tuesday if you want to go for a night stroll. Winds are very, very light out of the west, very moderate, so overall it's a very beautiful day. And what you can expect for tonight's Big Bend temperatures, look at that, it's only 2 degrees different, the entire region. 73 to 75 is the only range we're seeing right now. So the Big Bend is actually very pleasant right now, 75 degrees more or less, and it's very comfortable. What you can expect for the futurecast for tonight, a couple chances of pop-up showers, nothing too bad though. So, and then into tomorrow, very pleasant for your Wednesday, so enjoy your walk to class. And what you can expect for the next week, we're having a couple of cold front possibilities for Thursday, so that's why you're going to see a little bit of rain chances. But for the first time in a few weeks, we have beautiful weekend weather. But for now, let's send it over to Michael with a closer view at your local look.
Thanks, Caitlin. Let's look at our Tallahassee once again. Here's our time lapse, and you can see how we had these clouds filtering in. That's because of that low pressure system up towards North Georgia, still bringing in that moisture from the Atlantic. But we still have the sun out, so it's not completely cloudy outside. Currently, it is 75 degrees, mostly cloudy according to the airport. We do have that west wind, again, because of the low pressure system up towards North Georgia. That's bringing in the wind from the north and the west. And you can see that by our radar and satellite. You can see all those clouds filtering in from the north and the west. Again, that is due to the low pressure system. It's right up here in the Atlanta area, and that's what's bringing all this cloud cover, very light cloud cover. It's not thick in terms of coverage. And that's going to actually move north and east as we head into tonight and tomorrow. Temperatures a little bit cooler than yesterday. We had the cold front associated with that low pressure system move through yesterday, and that's why our temperatures are slightly cooler compared to yesterday. 75 here in Tallahassee, 73 up towards Bainbridge. Dew points are also lower than yesterday. Yesterday in the morning, we were up in the 70s in our dew points. Today, it's down in the middle 50s, so much drier in terms of the air today compared to yesterday. The wind speed, again, with that low pressure up towards the north, you're having that counterclockwise flow, bringing in the winds from the west. So that's why we're not getting much cooler air. It's slightly cooler, but not much cooler compared to these last few days. Now, Futurecast does show you some showers. I think it's really overdoing it. We will have some cloud cover tonight, but then that will clear out as that low pressure system moves up to the northeast, and we will clear out Wednesday into early Thursday. So that's good for us here. Tonight, though, it's going to be 55 degrees, pretty nice outside, pretty average for the end of April. 57 up toward Bainbridge and 58 down towards Apalachicola. Tomorrow, we will be slightly warmer than today because of more sun rather than cloud cover. 82 here in Tallahassee, 79 up towards Thomasville, and 77 down towards Apalachicola, where they have some of the sea breeze over there. Now, by Thursday, we do have a cold front from the west approaching our region, so that's why we bring up the rain chances just a bit. It clears out on Friday, but look at the weekend. If you've been hoping for a rain-free weekend, we will finally have one for the first time in at least a month, so look forward to that. And by Sunday into Monday, we do warm up into the middle 80s, so it will warm up rather quickly as we head into next week. But for now, let's send it back to the desk with Sammy.
So we do have some wonderful weather for a bunch of events that we do have. So we have a few events on campus and a few events off campus that we are actually going to talk about.
One of the big things happening on campus, as you all may know, is they're actually knocking down the student union to rebuild it. Much nicer building, but there will be a last call called Before the Wrecking Ball at the union April 25th. And there'll be plenty of events there. I think the last Market Wednesday will be tomorrow.
Yes. So this all takes place tomorrow from 12 to 2. I think Market Wednesday is all day though, so feel free to come check that out as well. And we also have at the SLC, they have a movie on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. and it's Saving Private Ryan. So they have a bunch of movies that they air, and that's just one of them coming this weekend.
Definitely take advantage of your free student entry on that. Also going off campus, another market you want to check out, the Downtown Market is on April 28th, 9 to 2 p.m., and that's going to be at the Ponce de Leon Park.
Yeah, so that actually takes place every Saturday. So it's definitely a cool event to check out. And we also have other events, including the dueling piano event, which I think you said you were interested in going to, right?
Yes, I love going to any dueling piano event. This is actually at Township, Friday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. I will definitely probably be there one of those nights.
So we do have a bunch of cool events for you to go check out, but for now, we are going to take it back out with Jennifer.
As we take a look at what's going on around Florida, we're keeping some clear skies across most of North Florida, only some partly cloudy skies heading throughout this afternoon, but most of Central Florida is in the clear. However, we do have that cold front that's sticking around in the south, which is making it a bit rainy for portions of South Florida, including Miami. That they'll get the rain chances later on tonight with that cold front moving its way on towards the southeast. Temperature-wise, though, across most of Florida, it's a pretty beautiful day for most portions of northern Florida. 76 degrees for Pensacola, as well as 75 here in Tallahassee, 76 in Tampa, but it is a lot more warm when you head down south. About 80 degrees for Fort Myers, as well as 88 degrees in Miami. They actually almost hit 90 degrees today, which is around summertime temperatures for most portions of Florida. Temperature-wise, though, over the past 24 hours, we have seen temperatures decrease in Tallahassee and Gainesville due to the overcast skies and that cold front moving on through yesterday. But South Florida, including Miami, has actually increased quite substantially. They will see a bit of a cool-off heading throughout tonight with those rain chances as that cold front moves on through. Dew points, though, are feeling very humid across most of Florida. 53 in Tallahassee with 60s, even into the 70s from West Palm Beach. So overall, it is feeling a bit more muggy heading throughout this evening, but it's nothing like summertime from most of North Florida. So overall, we're seeing pretty comfortable dew points. Over the next 24 hours, though, with the future cast, we will see the partly cloudy skies starting to clear off throughout most of tomorrow, and by tomorrow afternoon, we won't have many clouds in the skies for most portions of northern, even central Florida. As those rain chances move on through with the cold front, we will see some clearing skies for South Florida, so that will be a good chance for them to head outside. With the winds, though, we will keep them mainly coming out of the west for most of Florida, bringing a bit more humidity along the western coast of Florida, including Tampa and Fort Myers. So they will see higher temperatures for tomorrow due to the higher humidity with these westerly winds. For tonight's forecast, though, it's around 55 degrees in Tallahassee, 58 degrees for Gainesville. Warmer, though, in Tampa, 67 degrees, as well as 62 for Orlando, but the warm spot on the map will be South Florida and Miami. 69 degrees there, as well as 64 for West Palm Beach. And you can't really see it on the screen, but 73 degrees for Key West. It's going to be a hot one down there. For tomorrow, though, we'll keep warm temperatures for most northern Florida, around 82 degrees in Tallahassee. It'll actually be quite around average, so it will be good for this time of the year. 82 degrees for Gainesville, as well as 79 degrees for Tampa. but we're going to see temperatures nearing 90 degrees for South Florida, 86 degrees for Miami's high tomorrow, as well as 83 for West Palm Beach. As I send things over, back to the desk.
Thanks, Jennifer. So April is known for severe weather season, and in particular in the high plains where you get those tornadoes and large hail, but there's been a lack of tornadoes in Oklahoma this April.
Yeah, I guess the interesting weather is the lack thereof. So on April 23rd will be the record. Oklahoma has had no tornadoes as of yet in April, which is very unusual for this time of year. Partly because of the drought, but also partly because it's been a lot colder than it has been recently. And we've even been feeling a little bit of that in Florida. We've had so many cold fronts.
Yeah, April 23rd was actually yesterday, so that record has been broken. And there's been 0 tornadoes in Oklahoma. That's pretty impressive. Usually this time of year, Oklahoma does get a lot of tornadoes.
Yeah. So it's very unusual for this time of year, and it's contributing to the record. And even since we've been having a couple low pressure systems, but now we've been moving into the high pressure, so I don't even think there's going to be a chance coming into the future couple weeks for tornadoes due to the fact that we don't even have many low pressure systems following in.
Yeah, it was very dry in Oklahoma. There's an exceptional drought in the panhandle of the state. And it's been cooler than average for most of the country this year so far. But next week, the pattern is changing. Moisture will return from the Gulf, and so that will bring some severe weather chances into the plain states as we head into next week. But for now, let's send it off to Sammy with a look at our second local forecast.
All right, thanks guys. So taking a look at our local forecast, you can see we are 75 and mostly cloudy. We do have a variable amount of clouds right now in the sky, but it is turning out to be a pretty nice day out here around South Florida and South Georgia and into North Florida, excuse me. So temperatures around the whole Big Bend, you can see ranging from 73 over in Perry all the way to 75 in Tallahassee. Pretty much around low 70s here in the Big Bend. And taking a look at that wind speed, you can see that strong wind coming from the west, enough to feel quite a bit of a breeze outside, 10 miles per hour here in Tallahassee, and over into Bainbridge in Georgia, you are feeling 11 miles per hour. But down south near Apalachicola, they're also feeling 11 miles per hour of a wind coming through their area. Taking a look at our dew point, you can see it is kind of comfortable outside, 53 for Tallahassee and pretty much around the entire area. So it is a little bit less moist outside than it was yesterday, but you could still feel a little bit of that moisture throughout the air. And speaking of the moisture, you could start to see some of those clouds making its way through, and it will continue making its way through into tomorrow as well, but not too much coming through our area. But into tonight's forecast, you can see temperatures are going to be ranging in the mid-50s here in Tallahassee, 55 degrees, and over near St. Mark's, 57 degrees, and near the coast of Apalachicola, they are going to be reaching 58 degrees. So it will be fairly nice out tonight. And into tomorrow, you can see temperatures are going to be barely reaching the 80s here in Tallahassee, 82 for your warm spot, but pretty much everywhere else you're ranging from that 78 here in St. Mark's all the way up to Monticello and Thomasville, Georgia of 79 degrees. So those temperatures are going to feel very nice tomorrow with that sun making its way through. And into the day planner for tomorrow, starting off nice and cool, 56 degrees near the morning hours, but making its way up near the afternoon at 11 a.m. It will be sunny, 71, and finally 3 p.m. 79 and very warm outside for tomorrow. But into your week ahead, you could see plenty of sun making its way through, but maybe a chance of a shower or two for Thursday or Friday, but temperatures will be in the 80s for the majority of the week. But now we're going to take a look over with Jennifer.
Yeah, and as you take a look at the bigger picture around the nation, we're seeing a cold spot because of this cold front that's sitting right across the central part of the United States. 39 degrees in Denver right now as they're seeing the effects of that front that moved on through yesterday. But areas like Kansas City and Dallas will start to see temperatures decreasing as we go on through the overnight, afternoon and evening hours, heading throughout the overnight as well. Temperature-wise, though, for the southeast, we are cooling down for some areas like Atlanta and Tallahassee since this time yesterday, but heating up ahead of the front. Places like Dallas and Memphis are actually about 10 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. But take a look at Denver. Because of that cold front that made its way on through, they actually saw about 30-degree cooling down after that cold front. Looking at the radar, we see where that cold front is with all the rain that's heading throughout most of Nebraska and even in South Dakota. But places like New Mexico, even into northern Texas and Oklahoma, where they are experiencing a drought, they're not going to get much rain with this cold front that's making its way on through. We also have that low pressure system along most of the southeast, which is allowing it to clear up a bit for northern Florida, but areas of New England are going to start seeing the rain heading throughout this evening and into tomorrow as well. Overall, though, with the alerts, with the warnings, watches and warnings, we actually do have an air quality warning for areas of South Arizona. Places like Phoenix and Tucson will start to see the air quality decrease heading into tomorrow. So this is due to the fact that they haven't really seen much rain lately, and that cold front didn't really help as well. But that front will, with the low pressure system that is over most portions of the east, we actually do have some flood advisories for areas like the Mississippi River Valley and areas like Nashville, even into northern Alabama as well. And also areas like Minnesota, even North and South Dakota, do see some aerial flood warnings, even into Montana. So that's due to that cold front that's making its way on through. They'll start to see a lot more rain for those areas. The drought, though, is still heavy for most areas of Oklahoma, even into northern Texas and into southern Colorado in the Four Corners area. So that's the fact that they haven't seen much rain lately, and it's also increasing the fire warning, fire activity out there too. And with that cold front, we'll actually see winds increase, which could affect the fire activity there as well. Tonight's forecast, though, will be a cool one behind that cold front. 43 degrees for Minneapolis, Minnesota, as well as 38 degrees for Denver. Ahead of that front, though, 53 degrees in Atlanta. It'll be a nice and warm one there, as well as 63 degrees for New Orleans. But the warm spot on the map will be Miami. They're keeping temperatures around 66 degrees for that location. For tomorrow, though, we'll start to see the cold front making its way on through. You can see the line right here. About 72 degrees for Memphis, as well as 82 degrees in Tallahassee. Almost hitting 90 degrees for Miami, but more towards the west, about 66 degrees in Denver, as well as 73 degrees for Albuquerque, New Mexico. As I pass things off to Michael, he's going to give us a look at what's going on in the southeast.
Thanks, Jennifer. One of the main stories in the national is one of the main stories also in the southeast. It's this low pressure system situated in the Tennessee Valley in northern Georgia, northern Alabama. You can actually tell it by the cooler temperatures. You can see 66 up towards Atlanta, 70 in Montgomery. Compare that to 77 in Jacksonville and 83 in Orlando. So Montgomery and Atlanta have been under cloudy, rainy skies for the main portion of today. And you can actually tell that by the temperature change with that low pressure system moving over them. They're slightly cooler compared to yesterday, with Montgomery 4 degrees lower than yesterday. And then you look at that, when that low pressure system moved, Jackson's much warmer than yesterday, where they're 10 degrees warmer compared to this time yesterday. Relative humidities are higher also across northern Alabama and northern Georgia because of that low pressure system over them, resulting in a little bit more moisture and cloud cover, but you get lower ones down towards Tallahassee and Jacksonville. You can see by radar where that low pressure system is, bringing in some tiny shower activity down towards Atlanta into Nashville and Knoxville. And it hasn't moved that much. It was back towards Memphis on Sunday, and it only moved towards Knoxville by today. But it is going to move up towards the northeast as we head into tonight and tomorrow. So it will clear out across most of the southeast as we head into tomorrow. Because of that low pressure system and its slow movement, there's been a lot of flood watches, warnings, and advisory. Up towards Nashville, we have a flood advisory due to high water at the Tennessee River. And then down towards the Mississippi, we do have those flood warnings. They've been there for months because the river levels have been so high up to in the Mississippi River. We did have a flood watch earlier in the southern Appalachians due to the heavy rainfall they've been receiving over the last few days, but that has been canceled as of a few hours ago. Futurecast does show you how that low pressure system moves from Atlanta and it starts moving up all the way into Virginia, into Washington, D.C. and New York City by the time we head into tomorrow. But then look off towards the west, you can see that next cold front making its way into Little Rock and into Shreveport, and that will give rain chances as we head into Thursday for the rest of the southeast. Now tonight, it's going to be pretty nice, 50s across the majority of the interior sections of the southeast, with 60 down towards central and south Florida, and then tomorrow, much warmer across most of the southeast because of that low pressure system pulling away, with 70s in the interior locations and 80s down towards central and south Florida. But for now, I'm going to send it back to the desk with Jennifer, and we're going to talk about the new model that the Energy Department has developed for climate change. Right, Jennifer?
Yeah, well, the Energy Department has actually developed a new climate and weather prediction model that predicts basically how extreme climate and weather will disrupt the U.S. energy systems.
Yeah, and this is very important as climate change has become one of those controversial topics here recently, and it's gonna be it's a model, so there could be some errors with it, but it's going to predict water cycle events such as flooding and droughts, heat waves, coastal flooding. Those are the events that have been on the rise in these last few years.
Yes, it's not actually a climate change predicting model. It's actually one that they made. It predicts how just the climate and weather will react later on as it's in case like you see a larger storm system or something. So it was built basically to predict how climate and weather variability will impact the U.S. energy system in decades to come. Basically, the model predicts how water cycle events and like floodings or droughts or heat waves and how that impacts energy systems like solar power and even other things like other renewable energy systems.
Yeah, and the goal of this model is to build up the infrastructure and the renewable systems to prepare for events that are more likely to happen here in the future years and decades to come. So it's looking like it's going to be a very impactful and useful model for the U.S. as we head off into the future.
Yeah, it basically predicts climate and weather anomalies and helps renewable systems, and it's very beneficial to society as we have a lot of effects. Even here in Tallahassee, you notice that power goes out every now and then. But we're actually going to send things back out to the wall with another local look with Brittany.
Thanks, Jen and Michael. Now let's take one more look at that time lapse from earlier today. You can see all these nice white puffy cumulus clouds coming through. That's one of my favorite types of skies to see. You can see those clouds did increase as the day went on, but overall just another beautiful day. And currently we're sitting at 75 degrees, under those mostly cloudy skies, winds coming out of the west at 8 miles per hour. The radar really shows these clouds moving into our area. You can see they're coming in from the west. Few spotty showers down to our south, but not much to talk about, just the cloud cover coming in. We should see those clouds decrease as the night goes on. Temperatures around the Big Bend area lower to mid-70s, 75 in Tallahassee as well as Quincy, 73 in Bainbridge, and 73 in Thomasville also. The dew points are showing moderate dew temperatures. We didn't feel that humidity that we felt yesterday morning, but we are still feeling slightly humid conditions. We're at 53 in Tallahassee, 58 in Perry, and 54 in Thomasville. Wind speeds, you can see Tallahassee is clocking in at 10 miles per hour. That wind coming from the west. Why we didn't get too warm today, we're getting that wind from the west, not our usual south wind where we're bringing in some more warmth. 12 in Thomasville, and we're seeing 11 miles per hour in Bainbridge. The winds really help with that cool down, so it made today feel really nice. The fact that we didn't get too hot, and the beach is even nicer down there. You can see for tomorrow, we'll start slightly chilly at 63 degrees, but as the day goes on by 5 p.m., we will be at 78 degrees. You can see these as the increasing kind of yellow-orange color shows that the UV index will be about 5, 6, so make sure you want to put that sunscreen on. We're not at our 11 that we'll see over the summer for sure, but be careful and make sure you use that sunscreen. Here's a look at that futurecast. You can see the clouds will decrease as the night goes on. And tomorrow, we're just going to see a really beautiful day. We'll see those sunny skies, and we'll eventually see those temperatures back in the 80s. For tonight, we'll see those temperatures in the upper 50s and possibly lower 60s in some area, 55 in Tallahassee, 57 in St. Marks, as well as Bainbridge. Apalachicola will see a temperature of 58. Tomorrow, we'll see those temperatures in the lower 80s and upper 70s. Another beautiful day here in Tallahassee, 78 in St. Marks and 79 in Thomasville. That 7 days really going to show those 80s aren't going anywhere anytime soon. We'll have that slight chance of rain on Thursday, so be careful if you get stuck in one of those short showers. And you'll also see 86 on Sunday. We're going to get in those upper 80s eventually, and we're going to see those temperatures in the mid 50s and upper 60s. And for now, I'm actually going to send things over to our current Tuesday team leader, Megan.
Thanks so much, Brittany. You did a great job with that local. I actually just want to mention a few things. It's that time of year. The spring semester is wrapping up for FSU weather. I have been the team leader since August. It's been an amazing experience. I've loved watching everyone grow. Everyone here that's come and been loyal to the Tuesday show has done an amazing job just growing as individuals and working with all the team leaders through the whole week, and Dr. Alquist, who runs the entire program. I've been so grateful to be able to hold this position, and I'm so happy to be able to pass it off to Brittany, who actually just did the local. Come back on, Brittany.
Thank you,
This
Megan.
clipboard is now officially yours as you start in the fall as a team leader. You're going to do an excellent job. I'm so excited for you. Do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, first of all, thank you. For an environmental science major, I'm sure I can speak for all of us meteorology majors. We're really grateful for everything you've inputted into our program, and you've done an amazing job.
Thank you.
It will be really hard to live up to what you've done these Tuesday nights, but I'm really excited to be able to put my own input in my own shows. And I just want to thank everyone at FSU Weather who has helped me get to this point, and of course Dr. Alquist, who really puts this whole program together and makes it possible for us, and we couldn't do it without you.
So well worded. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And everyone's going to do amazing next year. Keep tuning in to FSU Weather. It's just going to continue to grow as a program, and we're excited for new things to come. And with that, we're going to send it back to the desk to close off the show.
Yeah, I'm here with Sammy as we close off the show, and it's always nice to see new team leaders making their way. I'll actually be doing Monday, as we have Brittany making her way in for Tuesday. We're so happy to have her.
Congratulations, guys. I love being on the show as well, so maybe one day I will be there too.
Yes,
but
guarantee it. But taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we'll actually see some rain chances heading throughout Thursday and into Friday as well. 20% chance of rain for Thursday.
But not too much, though. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures are rising into the mid-80s.
Unfortunately, though, finals week is next week, so most of us here won't really be able to enjoy that weekend. But I'm looking forward to it. I'll try to spend some time outside.
Try to go out to the pool. I mean, maybe get a little bit of a break from your studying. Hopefully I will too.
Yeah, hopefully this weekend. But you can also follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/FSU Weather. We tweet our social media updates there. And
like us on Facebook for more updates there as well.
And you can also watch us anytime live on YouTube, youtube.com on FSU.
And make sure you follow us on Instagram for more updates and pictures as well. But for now, I'm student meteorologist Sammy Squires.
And I'm student meteorologist Jennifer Collins. Have a good evening.